Hey everybody, welcome to Race Sunday. Today we are in Monza and this is our card. Switched it up a little bit. We have actually swapped out the McLaren for Ferrari, so basically tried to maximize points. You know, everyone was talking about being a Ferrari type weekend. So, how did we do? Here's our card. So Monza.
Home of the Ferrari.
Temple of Speed.
Temple of Speed. Oh, beautiful, beautiful track. I think the highest speed track on the calendar. Some really intricate corners. Parabolica is just a beautiful big swing at the end, and there's a couple other ones. So beautiful track. I'd love to go there and see it someday.
Yeah, I think this is one of the places that we wanted to go instead of Austria, but but we chose Austria instead, so
It's okay.
made our decision, and they were both pretty good. So
Yeah.
I mean, this track was made for, I guess, the Williams. I think they were talked about as having the fastest straight line car in this track.
So you have Red Bull, you have Williams, you have McLaren now with the upgrades. All got a lot of straight line speed, but definitely Williams very, very fast. So I think Williams was looking to do well here, and also dry weekend, guys. Like first time in quite a while, no rain.
I think at least 3 races. I'm not mistaken.
No, more than that.
Oh, it hasn't been more than that. I've lost count.
I think it's like 8 or 9 races
I've
in a
lost
row
count.
and I've had rain at least one day.
I think I was running out of things to say about being wet and wild and slippery and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it was an interesting race.
Yeah.
Like,
I think qualifying, first of all, because it was dry, lots of and because it's speed, it was just people were banging in faster and faster laps. Qualifying was interesting this weekend. It was the prescribed tire qualifying where you have to use hards in Q1, you have to mediums in Q2, and softs in Q3, and that's a lot of fun.
I don't know, it was weird. During practice, I remember Fernando was saying something about people were going to get a surprise if they didn't follow certain rules.
Oh, that was the amount of time. So the stewards implemented a maximum lap time, meaning that you couldn't go slower than that lap time without facing some consequences. And what they were really trying to do was prevent people from stacking up right before you go into the start-finish straight, to kind of get the best position and snails crawling around.
And that was before. That was the reason for that was because the F3 apparently or F3 and F2 were
no, it's because of F1 at the previous race.
They were talking about what happened in F3 and F2.
But the stewards put it in place before the weekend even started, so that's what Alonso was talking about.
And obviously, the first practice the first qualifier goes around, and what happens? Ferraris both sort of. They thought that they both broke the rules in terms of
but they didn't.
But the stewards would have so much guts if they actually assigned the penalties.
No, they looked at it, but I don't think they were talking about it. But Ferrari didn't. I don't think they did it.
You can't do that in Monza. I don't know.
Anyways, I don't know. So it doesn't matter. So qualifying was great. I personally love the prescribed tire. I love it because it evens the playing field, and you get people. They gotta have just that perfect lap. And we saw a few people they were in trouble for a little bit. But yeah, I think it overall was a great qualifier, and who was going to come up with pole? That was the most exciting thing. They were just like the Ferraris, the Red Bulls, even Albon snuck in there at one point. I think Russell was getting in on the mix too. So it was exciting, but in the end, it was.
Ferrari won 3.
Ferrari, yeah. Sainz took pole position.
Jammed it in there. We all thought that Verstappen was actually going to pull it, and then Sainz just jammed it right in there at the end. So it was great. It was really good to see him that he had pole. Now the question was, how long could he hold off Max Verstappen for?
Yeah, well, he was on the clean side of the track, so that was good. Max is on the dirty side, at the start, so he would have a little more trouble. But great start. It was a clean start. Compared to
very clean start.
F2 had a lot of crashes.
Yeah,
messy start.
Well, actually, was it a clean start though?
Okay. Yes, it was. It was a clean start in the sense that nobody crashed. It was not a clean start in the sense that on the
Formation lap.
Formation lap. Yuki Tsunoda's car died.
Oh, it was terrible. Felt so bad for him.
So he didn't even get to start the race, and yeah, and so it was interesting. I hadn't actually seen it before, so they went back around. Twice they went around because they were waiting, and then they had to sit. They let all the engineers and stuff come back out, and it was like a 10 minute delay. Yeah, so it was kind of interesting.
And the engineers were all like confused because like they weren't sure whether they were allowed on the lap or not.
Apparently, one light told them they could go, and one light told them they couldn't. So they were kind of confused by were they allowed to go back into the cars. But anyways,
typical FIA.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, so it was good. So, but clean actual race start, and yeah, Sainz monster defense. 15 laps he defended and wouldn't let Verstappen pass.
The quote of the day: "That's naughty" by Max Verstappen. You could hear him laughing at it because he could hear him smiling. Well, like,
explain the context of what happened.
This was in the same spot that Max Verstappen crashed with Lewis Hamilton 2 or 3 years 2021, right? So I think Verstappen was trying to pull the same maneuver, but he ended up backing out, and he made that pull.
Sainz closed the door. So Sainz, same position. This is turns 1 and 2. Sainz just shut it down, and it wasn't really like the situation with Hamilton and Verstappen in 2021. It was a little bit different, but yeah. So Max kind of had to go a little bit wide, and yeah, he was just killing himself totally in fun. I mean, there was no anger, whatever, because Max knew he was going to get him.
Yeah.
And he did eventually. The Ferraris, unfortunately do kind of destroy their tires, but monster defense from Sainz. And yeah, great race. And then some real juggling too. People were up and down, and
yeah,
it was interesting. But yeah. Anyways, let's see who
came in the number 3 spot. Number 3 spot was Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, he put up a good fight, but the Red Bulls were just way too fast.
Well, but the funniest part was in the end, it was him and Leclerc battling it out.
Oh yeah,
kind of crazy. We're just like, please don't crash.
Number 2. I mean, you saw the card. We had the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Perez. Again, put up a good fight, but.
Drove up the pack a little bit.
He drove up the pack pretty well, and then number 1 changed the card up a little bit. It's a Max Verstappen digital printed auto. So let's keep talking, and while we'll do it, we'll pack some additional packs.
Yeah,
I'm saving this one for the end, for the last few races.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's funny reflecting on it. I thought a great race. Couple of people didn't finish. Had some car trouble. There was a little bit of contact. Piastri and
Hamilton
had some contact. Kind of messed up Piastri's race. I mean, he didn't go out, but he.
Yeah, I mean, it bumped him back so significantly. I don't think it was fair. I felt.
He had to go in and fix the wing,
yeah, it was terrible. It was so bad. I mean, but Hamilton did apologize at the end to the.
It was racing.
It was racing.
It was a racing incident. It was not anybody being silly, but. Yeah, and then the Alpines, Alcon had to retire. He had some problems.
Yeah, and he was a quiet retire too.
They didn't even talk about it on the thing. It was like
nobody.
All of a sudden, it just showed Alcon was out.
It's like, what? There's Ocon, and there's his car retired.
Yeah, this was a race to forget for the Alpines. This was just bad. So from that perspective, McLaren definitely is seizing the front. McLaren not quite as fast as they would like to have been, but still really good. Norris was 8th. And Piastri, unfortunately finished outside the points because of that wing fix that he had to get, but it was good. Liam Lawson, story of the day, man.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Filling in for Ricardo, drove really well. Ended up P11.
Yeah, I mean, beat Tsunoda. Sorry, Yuki, I love you. I love you and all, but it's.
But yeah, and Bottas had a good race too. He got into the points, the back end P10s.
Yeah. I mean, you also had the Mercedes. Both of them had penalties. There's Mike Crack's going to say something about that. Joke.
Both Mercedes got penalties.
Both 5-second penalties for Russell and Hamilton. Hamilton was because he hit Oscar Piastri. And I think George Russell was because of the incident with Bottas, I want to say. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think it was Bottas. Anyways, Mercedes just had they still
Ooh.
finished. Listen, they still finished 5th and 6th even with 5-second penalties. So
And there, she's like, you know what?
He's like, you're talking about me.
I'll take the
I'm
5-second penalty. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I think if Russell it was something else. Anyways, leaving the track and gaining an advantage, and he's just like whatever or something. I don't know. There was a lot going on, and what was kind of in good and bad, I think, was that the way the TV direction was. They were really focusing on not Verstappen, but like a lot of battling in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, which is great, but it meant you missed a lot of stuff.
But I really enjoyed that. It was such a weird instruction at the end too. It's like no risk, but go and race.
He didn't say go and race. They just said no risk, and then Leclerc said hold my beer and went and tried to take the spot. So yeah,
that's an
Perez.
interesting card.
I love how they're like complaining, oh, Perez didn't have a good race. I'm like, how? I'm sorry, he couldn't finish any higher. If he finished any higher, he would have knocked Verstappen off of Verstappen getting 10 wins in a row and beating the record, and that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big news today. If you got to watch the race, we all witnessed history. I mean, it's
he beat Vettel's record.
Beat Vettel's record, and is now 10 wins in a row.
Yeah.
And like more Perez.
Again.
I'm hoping for something good with Perez. Oh, look.
Nice.
That is cool. It's a Pierre
Really?
Gasly race worn underwear. I mean, fire suit. Actually, it's actually a soft material, so it could be the balaclava.
Could be.
So it's it's pretty cool. It's numbered 30 out of 155. It's not his car number, I don't think, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to take a look at that further. That's pretty cool.
Nice card.
And now we have Christian Lundgaard.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk F2 now. Like,
crash, more crashes.
lots of crashes. I was gonna say like one crash was like it was just massive. It was just such a massive crash. Vesti, oh my god, like.
Well, I think his race for the winning is done unless something goes really wrong with Porsche.
Yeah, so Porsche essentially took the lead. He's got a 25, 26 point lead over the second place now. So, I mean, Iwasa could catch up to to Vesti. But yeah, I mean, there's only one more race.
Yeah, it was like it was the F2 was not a clean start. There was some crashing in the background, and then
It feels thicker.
And then I want to say I think it was like 6 or 7 cars in the end that went out. It might have even been 8.
Oh yeah,
like the field got really whittled down.
It was really thin at the end.
Oh, nice.
I love these cards. I'm not sure if any of you have actually broken these, but these are fantastic. Like these are things that you'd want to have hanging on your wall if you do have that.
Yeah.
Dennis Hauger. I think I want to say he got eliminated too, but I could be wrong. I know there was an incident with him, but
I think Hauger got forced off the track, but I don't think he retired.
Ooh.
What's that?
That is cool. It's a
Bottas or Joe?
I want to say it's an Alfa Romeo.
Well, I knew that. That's why I said Bottas or Joe.
Let's see. This is Team Orly. I don't know if that actually says
It's just
who
Alfa
it is.
Romeo.
Just an Alfa Romeo. So if you like Alfa Romeo, this is a nice looking card. Absolutely gorgeous. Because it's just hold on. I'm gonna put the light on this. I thought I could see the number on it, but I can't.
Anyways, beautiful card.
That's a really nice card. That's really cool. So it's numbered out of 75. Yep, numbered out of 75. That's cool.
And Yuki.
And
Poor
Yuki.
Didn't get to race. The AlphaTauri's just not having good luck. Like
Yeah.
Daniel's breaking stuff. Yuki's the car's breaking down.
There's a Merc.
It's a Merc. He always has to show up.
And for some reason, I always pull J-Han. It's like, no, J-Han, you're not going to be number 1. Sorry.
The F3 finished this week. I mean, it's not done, but the rookie, I can't think of his name.
Martin?
Was it Martin?
Yeah.
Anyways, he won. So in his rookie season, he won the championship.
Oh, the
So
F3. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, F3. I was
So
thinking
he got
F2
him
for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think
sorry.
it's Martin.
It's not
Anyways,
Martin. It's
I
not
did
Martin.
see his interview, but now I can't remember his name. Fortunately, I
It's
don't
a
know.
Brazilian driver, so it's gonna be really
congratulations
good.
to him.
Yeah, congrats to him. I mean that they were able to not lock it away. It's weird though. The F2 actually finishes so much earlier as well. It's like such a long gap. There we go. I'm gonna save this one for
That's
his
beautiful.
next if he ever gets in
His
the
hair
podium
looks
again.
great this weekend too.
Yeah,
He
he's.
could
I
be a-
mean, that's why he is the smooth operator. Ooh, it looks like we got something here, and we got the Merc. I mean, sorry, the McLaren.
That's a nice card.
That is a beautiful card. I'm gonna save that. It looks like we got something nice. And there's a Verstappen. He's smelling the air. He's like, yeah, it's really clean air up here.
He had to really race this time to get the fun. It was
Ooh,
good.
that's cool. We got a Joe rookie card.
Nice, very nice.
That's nice if you're a big Joe fan.
They need to keep him. He's driving well. This
Yeah,
whole,
they're-
take him out because he's not bringing sponsorship is just BS.
There's a lot of talks about that, and I don't know, like George, he actually does a pretty decent job racing. So, and then last but not least, we have something. It's shiny. Let's see what we got here. Let's slow roll it. Ooh, it's my favorite.
Piastri?
No, so I've been actually collecting this guy. The last for F2,
Drogovic?
Ayuma
Oh.
Awasa.
Oh.
Numbered out of 75. That's cool. That is a really nice looking card. So I've been collecting his card. I think he's gonna do really. I mean, watching it. So in F2 this week, he drove up from 17th, and I think he finished in 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So you got to celebrate with Theo. So that's a really nice looking card.
Problem is he's a Red Bull junior, and Red Bull has a lot of juniors, and they don't have a lot
Yeah,
of seats.
I mean, he could take over Yuki, but like Lawson actually.
Yuki's not going anywhere because
I think Lawson's actually. I think Lawson's the real deal, and if you actually watch, so Lawson came in third to Theo Pourchaire and Felipe Drogovic. So if that's any inclination for what's to come, I mean, I think you're gonna have a few good drivers in the next few seasons. So all of them, especially if you can drive such a crap car.
Yeah, I'm curious though if they keep AlphaTauri, right? So if Red Bull does part ways with AlphaTauri and then they just have the 2 seats, I mean, I don't know. Is it going to be a revolving door again of Perez's seat, or does Perez keep it? I personally think Perez should keep it.
I think so too. Well, next race we are in Singapore, and
2 weeks.
it's in 2 weeks, and it's going to be a night race.
Nice,
so
like the night race.
that's another race that we contemplated going to, because it's a nice track. If you get a nice view up in the Marina Bay Sands, it's a great race to be at. So, all right, everyone, we'll see you in a few weeks. Have a great one.